Yeah, so we're back. And what better way to start off the spring than to talk about Aries and Pisces? This is the least spoken about compatibility that I hear requested at all when it comes to Pisces. The least. And it kind of puzzles me. At the same time, it doesn't. Like it's kind of a big, and I'm gonna tell you exactly why from the beginning. It's because somewhere along the line these two break off, and it's due to the styles of each one. When you compare them, it's Aries is the first sign and Pisces is the last sign. So it's like, how do you get these two together and get them to be compatible on the same level when one is first and the other is last? Like it's difficult. Like when they're together, when the Pisces and Aries is together, it's like fireworks. It's real fireworks because an Aries woman, right, is, believe it or not, into that dreamy fairy tales type thing. You know what I mean? And she might not say it to you, say it to the Pisces rather, right? However, it's more because she's in the presence of that Pisces and she can pick up on it and see it like, oh, this is a real dreamy guy. Look at this dreamy dude. You know what I mean? And she values that because she, other than that, she thinks like it doesn't even exist. Like, right? You know what I mean? There's always something in her mind that could happen and might happen, or some like true romance or something like that. And trust me when I tell you, like, an Aries woman can be romantic. You know what I mean? I know they're fiery and they're energetic and everything. You might not think that that is possible. However, it is. And one thing I could also say is great. There's a few things I could say that's great about the Aries, right? And I'll get back to the the difficulties with them. One thing that Pisces male is going to learn from an Aries, or should learn and may not learn it. If you don't learn it early on and later on in life, you can reflect back on it and be like, she was right when she was saying all of that stuff. And even though she would get angry and stuff too, like she was right. You know what I mean? An Aries woman is going to tell a Pisces to put themselves first more. And to a Pisces, it's going to seem like what are you talking about? Like, sometimes, some Pisces really have that cape on at 24/7. Like, it's whatever, for their friends, for their close people, it's whatever, drop of a dime. You know what I mean? And what happens is, an Aries woman, you suffer from this as well. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you are looking at the Pisces male in your shoes. Like you're reflecting on yourself and saying, if he was to just, be more like me and put himself first and do everything on his own, and he don't have to worry about all these other people and stuff like that. And, to some degree, that is true. It is true because you will find yourself, Pisces, man, struggling a bit after you hear this type of advice. You're going to let it go through one ear and out the other because it's going to be fresh in a relationship, and you're just going to think that, she hasn't adapted to your style yet. She just has to hang out a little bit more and peep things. However, she's seen enough. She knows. And she made her decision in a split second and decided to tell you because she cares. All right, you may not be able to see it. You won't be able to see it because you're in the midst of everything. You're amongst your friends, or who you consider to be your friends, and sometimes that can expand so wide that you don't even understand that it may not be specifically friendship that you're dealing with, right? And the Aries woman is going to pick up on that, and that can upset the Pisces. To what extent, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? It'll probably deal with whatever type of planetary movements is in the Pisces man sign. However, for the most part, what I can tell you about Pisces man and Aries woman is that they will not argue. They just won't argue. If they argue or have a quarrel, it's going to be so short-lived that it's going to be like, you may not even remember that it happened, because the Pisces is going to try to avoid a conflict anyway. The Aries woman is going to be fiery and snappy, but it's going to happen quick. And once the Pisces brushes it off, which may be with a joke or something, try to make a laugh or something, and she's going to get pissed off, but it's going to be the end of that. You know what I mean? And, Pisces is not going to hold a grudge. He's not going to hold a quarrel. So they just mend back together, and it's just done. You know what I mean? And then she gets the hang of it, and it's just like, this dude is not going to change. You know what I'm saying? It's later on in life, and this is what I want to talk about more about the difficulties. This is later on in life. Saturn does something to both of these signs. Saturn is just like on these signs, however, at different times. And it's going to happen to the Pisces first. Like Saturn is going to sit Pisces down and say, okay, look, you're doing too much. And that's when you're going to reflect on what the Aries woman told you, right? And then it's going to affect the Aries in a way that is just like, okay, you can't keep up now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta go do what I have to do. Like, it's mandatory for the Aries woman to take off and do what she does. And the Pisces man has no problem with this as long as they're friends first. All right, if a Pisces man falls hard for an Aries woman right in the beginning, then it's going to be difficult for him to put up with her action-oriented nature, because he's going to be to it. He's going to be so into her. He's going to be attached straight off the bat, because that's how it is with her speed. It's just going to be like, oh my God, like, you know, she's just so adventurous that the Pisces is going to spark that adventurous side in the Pisces out. All right, because sometimes that has to be brought out in Pisces. Like, it really has to be like meaningful or something. And the Aries woman will definitely bring that out. So once Pisces man is being delayed by whatever it is, it's usually life situations that pertains to what the Aries said, that instinct that she mentioned to you, then she's going to have to go. She will go. She will go. However, like I said, when you're friends, this is great. The Pisces is open-minded. He's going to look at this like, you know what? I observed her, which is, you know, what Pisces is going to do. And I know what she's going to do. You know, she's going to be great. Like, she's going to do something that's huge. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, when a Pisces man meets her, she was already doing something to that extent, right? So the Pisces man is going to value this, because he's going to be like, look, she's going to explore the world. She's going to do this. She's going to do that. I don't really have to worry about holding on to her, especially because of my situation. Let her go. You know what I mean? And that leaves space to still be a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? Because Aries women, which they will tell the Pisces male, they'll confide in the Pisces male and tell them things. Aries women will get into other relationships beside the Pisces male, and they'll crash kind of hard, you know, and they'll be affected by it to the point where it's just like that guy, like, even though it's difficult for them to leave their last relationship, because they rather do one relationship at a time, right? And although it's difficult to leave that last relationship, their motivated nature allows them to say, you know what, okay, I'm going to move on, I'm going to keep it chucking. However, what breaks them up usually is kind of scarring. So if the Pisces man, if you can let that Aries woman go to where, you know, you was friends and it didn't hurt much, then she will always look at you as that dude. She will always look at you like that guy. And the Aries woman will always make the Pisces man feel like a superstar. If you're already not, right, you're Pisces, but if you're already like semi-popular, like, she's going to tell you about all the great things about yourself. You might have heard them once or twice and like didn't believe. People think they was trying to blow smoke. The Aries woman is going to tell it to you and make you feel it. She's going to tell you these things like for real, right? And make you definitely believe it about yourself. So that's another plus about the Aries woman. And another thing that's great about Aries woman, right, is she got mega friends. Like, she has tons of friends. She's going to keep meeting friends and keep meeting friends, keep meeting new people in new places all over the place. She's going to be like, yo, how do you know so many people? Because, you know, Pisces be on their secretive tip. Even if you're popular, you're still secretive. You still disappear, nobody know where you at. So you can appreciate this from an Aries woman, especially later on in life, right? Because she's going to think you're like a god anyway. Like, I'm telling you, she's going to think you're like a superstar anyway. So she's going to want to bring you around these friends. Like, from what I can tell, like, I've heard other people say that Aries has a jealous side to them. I haven't seen it. I've seen them be disgusted with certain behaviors or things that go around, because they don't want nobody to touch you or hurt you or none of that. Like, they're on watch. You know what I'm saying? So they get disgusted about things like that. However, other women and stuff like that, it's like, from my understanding, that an Aries woman already understands that you're going to have different types of women attracted to you, because that's the type of person you are. So she's already made up her mind about that. And she's so confident in herself that it's no big deal, because when she's around and these other women may be around, she knows that it's going to be difficult to compare to what she is anyway, especially the way that she treats you one-on-one, because the Aries woman is going to get you secluded in the area that's, away. And Pisces is going to love this about the Aries. She's adventurous, right? So you're going to meet an Aries woman like out in a club somewhere, in a cafe, in a nightclub, like somewhere, you know what I mean? If you don't play those types of spots, it's going to be somewhere interesting, like a concert, or maybe a museum or something that's fun. It's going to be something real recreational, and the Pisces is going to love that about an Aries woman. She will even say, she'll surprise you. I heard you was in town. Well, I'm 20 minutes away. What's up? You know what I mean? And be like, oh, okay, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? Those type of things is going to keep the Pisces man cultured. All right, so remember I told you Saturn is going to come in and make that delay on Pisces early on. It's going to be like, oh man, we got that gap going on now. Once you meet back up, Aries woman has done so many things that Pisces man has not done yet, right? And she's going to have all of the information necessary for him to take his adventures now. And then it's going to be more mature. It's going to be more focused, or there's going to be more time to spend paying attention to each other than it was earlier in life, right? Because now Saturn has a grip on Aries for whatever reason. She had to go through her circumstances as well. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, this is going to happen when you're apart. Like, I'm speaking like this is a lifelong couple thing, right? Most of the time, that's how I speak. You know what I mean? I don't really do that whole ex-girlfriend type thing. And, we're still breathing, then, we're still cool. Like, you know what I mean? Unless it's something real harsh that, Pisces man just can't forgive, then it's done. But for the most part, that's how this relationship, this compatibility goes, because they each have something to teach each other. And although their speeds don't match, like a Pisces is more slower than an Aries is, you know what I mean? And it depends on what the Pisces is doing or what the Pisces is interested in, and like I said, the Aries woman is going to look back at it like, look, bro, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You're moving too slow now. You can't keep up anymore. You know what I mean? And Pisces man is just going to have to prepare for that. And pretty much. And sex is real good. Like, the sex is real good. You know what I mean? Granted that you guys can remember it, because depending on, like I said, depending on what time you guys get together and your age and stuff like that. I don't know if you spend nights in the town, you drink, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's a lot of nightclub action, like all types of just exciting stuff. So who knows, you know what I mean, if you can remember all of those great times. However, Pisces got memory like elephants. So I'm telling you, it's good. You know what I'm saying? So you won't be like disappointed in that. And if you're disappointed in an Aries woman sex, then you might want to keep it on yourself. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even put that type of stigma on an Aries woman. I'm just being for real. And that's pretty much it. You know what I mean? If you ask questions about Aries woman, I could probably give you more. However, like, that's the fundamentals of it. Pisces man, Aries woman. I'm out.